let's go. Couple more. Go right away, transition, no hesitation. High as you can, get up.
Good evening and welcome to Antelope Gymnasium on the campus of Grand Canyon University in the heart of Phoenix for tonight's final Mountain Pacific Sports Federation men's volleyball match between the visiting number 9 Stanford Cardinals and the Grand Canyon University Lopes. I'm Kyle Borg alongside Jack O'Hara, and it is senior night here tonight at Antelope Gymnasium. And as the senior families make their way to escort our 2 seniors, we're going to send you down to the floor for the senior night festivities and then for prayer and national anthem.
Between the Stanford Cardinal and your Grand Canyon University Antelope. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to take a minute to honor our seniors that have impacted the men's volleyball program immensely. First up, middle blocker, Alex Schmeller. Schmeller transferred to GCU from Utah Valley University in 2017, and after battling injuries, bounced back to start every match this season. He's been a major contributor to GCU's defensive success this season, and his 104 total blocks are good for 5th most in a single season in program history. Schmeller is accompanied by his mother, Larissa Schmelova. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Schmeller. Next, we have outside hitter Will Schroeb. Schroeb has been a staple in GCU's rotation since stepping foot on campus in 2016. The Maryland native is one of the Lopes captains this year and has started every match after transitioning from opposite to outside. Schroeb leads GCU having played over 200 sets with 443 kills, 315 digs, and 150 total blocks. He is accompanied tonight by his parents, Mike and Susan Schroeb, as well as his brother Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Schroeb. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise at this time with the gentlemen removing your caps, as we will start this evening with a word of prayer. Tonight's prayer will be given by Corey Tubbs, GCU's athletic sports chaplain.
Please pray with me. God, we thank you for this opportunity to come here tonight and enjoy this game. We especially want to thank you for the seniors here tonight and the way that they have contributed to this program throughout the years. We pray that you be with us tonight and we pray that you be with the players and the refs and everybody involved, that you would just help keep them safe so that they would perform to the best of their abilities. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
And now, fans, we ask that you please remain standing as we honor our nation with the playing of our national anthem. The Star Spangled Banner will be performed by our very own Thundering Herd Pep Band under the direction of the Professor Paul Cook, and tonight is Associate Kevin Bach.
Again, we welcome you inside the Antelope Gymnasium. I'm Kyle Borg, again alongside Jack O'Hara. And Jack, it is senior night, and as you just saw, we honored our only two seniors this year, Alex Shmelev and Will Schwob.
And first, Alex Shmelev, transfer over from Utah Valley University, earned an All-Mountain West Conference honors his first 3 years there, competed in the Las Vegas Open in 2017 and was named to the All-Tournament team. And coming over this year as a senior, got hurt early on, an ankle injury sidelined him for the first 2 weeks of the season, Kyle, but then made his way back into the starting lineup. First game back, recorded 4 kills, and overall he's played in 11 sets, recording 16 kills with a .400 hitting percentage. And then, of course, Will Schwob, graduating from Broadneck High School in Maryland 4 years ago, and as a freshman played in 14 matches, and came back his sophomore year, played in 13 matches, started 3. And of course, his junior year, his biggest year yet, recorded 2 double-doubles on the year, one coming against the number 4 ranked UCLA on March 16th of 2018, and then a career-high 14 digs against the number 14th team in the nation, Concordia, and was 2 kills away from his 3rd double-double. And of course, this year he's been the X factor for Coach Worley as the boys look to send them off strong here tonight.
And of course, the Lopes' previous game on Thursday night, they hosted number 11 BYU, and what a thriller that match was, and the Lopes were able to pull off another upset against a top 15 opponent.
And the Lopes actually going down in that set 2-1, heading into the 4th set. So the Lopes backs against the wall there against another very competitive team in BYU. A lot of fans for them showed up here at the Lopes Gymnasium Thursday night, and the Lopes rallying back to tie it up at 2 and send it to set number 5 to win it in 5 sets, 3-2. The roof was popping off this place, Kyle.
It was absolutely electric, and of course, tonight Stanford comes into this one on a 2-game losing streak, and the Lopes are going to look to keep their losing streak going, and the Lopes will look to keep their win streak going, of course, and we'll see how they can do that tonight with Sanderson Ford. 3 keys to the game.
Well, we just mentioned it, Kyle. Number 1, never say die. Lopes fell behind 2-1 Thursday night against BYU. However, came back to win in set number 5, 3-2. And though the Lopes have fell behind in some of their games this season, they've always found a way to battle back. Look for them to do the same tonight if they fall behind early. And David Keishel, coming off a monster performance against BYU, putting up 23 kills. He's been key all season for key all season long for Coach Worley and the Lopes. Look for him to break out early again here tonight on senior night. An all-time wins. If the Lopes defeat Stanford here tonight, Coach Worley will become tied for the most wins in program history for our men's volleyball coach. So not only senior night, a big night in the career for Coach Worley as well.
Absolutely. Looking for win number 68 for Coach Worley tonight. And as starting lineups are coming to an end, we'll recap them for you. First for the visiting Stanford Cardinals, it'll be number 3, Paul Bischoff. Number 4, Eric Beatty. Number 9, Stephen Moy. Number 12, Jordan Ewert. Number 14, Kyler Presho. Number 23, Jalen Jasper, and the libero, number 1, Kyle D'Agostino. And for the Lopes, usual starters, number 10, Ian McLean, Christian Jenke, Will Schwob, David Keishel, Alex Shmelev, Tanner Petchel, and the libero, number 13, Cole Udall. And that'll wrap up our starting lineups, and we are about ready to get underway against the 9th best team in the nation. And of course, the Lopes received a couple of votes this week for the top 20, or the top 15 rather, excuse me. And with a win here tonight, for sure they would be in the top 15 come playoff time next week. So Tanner Petchel heads back to get us started with the first serve as soon as we get the go-ahead from the official and everyone is set to play. Also with a win tonight, the Lopes would finish 6th in the conference come next week's MPSF conference tournament, and the winner, of course, gets an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Coach Worley having a final word with his starters as referees check the rotations, get the game balls ready. And Tanner Petchel just waiting back there, itching to get us going.
The Lopes will serve over the net. Serving for the Lopes, number 25, Tanner Petchel.
Referee ready, blows his whistle, and set back to serve Tanner Petchel. And we are underway in Antelope Gymnasium. They're going to feed Jasper right off the bat. And that's going to get out of play for an attack error on Stanford. And the Lopes are up 1-0, and that's exactly how BYU started the match on Thursday night with their best player, Gabby Garcia-Fernandez, trying to get him rolling, and he hits it out of bounds. They'll go for Jasper one more time. That time it's blocked. That's McLean and Janke. They are right there, and the Lopes are up 2-0.
A big heads-up play there for Christian Janke. We saw Jalen Jasper put a little too much oomph on that first shot that he took. That one going for his first kill of the night gets blocked by Janke, and the Lopes looking to separate themselves early.
This time they'll go feed the outside, and it'll get down for a point. That is Jordan Ewert getting the kill.
And with Jasper with those two first aggressive tries early on, Ewert going with the soft touch there, catching the Lopes off guard for the first point of the night for Stanford.
This will be Stephen Moy starting it off for Stanford from the service line. And they're going to feed Schwob in the back line. They're going to get the point, and it'll be 3-1.
By the Cardinals, set up GCU. Serving for the Lopes, number 11, Christian Janke.
Janke back for his first serve of the night. Good serve from Janke, almost going to get down for an ace. It will. Christian Janke's got his first service ace of the night, and the Lopes have a quick 4-1 lead.
And that was deflected off of Eric Beatty, who put a little too much on that setup there for Stanford, resulting in the service ace like you just mentioned, Kyle.
Janke's 27th service ace on the season, looking for service ace number 28. It's not going to get down, and it's saved and sent over. Udall will pass to Petchel outside for David Kieshel. He'll get his first kill, and the Lopes quickly out to a 4-point lead. And it looks like all things are clicking early on here on senior night for the Lopes.
Yeah, we almost saw another service ace there from Christian Janke. Stanford able to gather themselves and get it back over the net, but the quick turnaround there. Lopes now up by 4, and again, they can jump out ahead early. We could see a 1-0 lead early on.
Janke serves that one out of play, and that's his 117th service error on the season. Now Jalen Jasper, number 23 for the Cardinals, is back to serve. His team down 5-2. Early on in set number 1. Jasper just going to miss the back line. A service error, and the Lopes regain a 4-point advantage as Ian McLean heads back to serve as Shmelev checks into the front row.
Lopes almost holding their breath on that last attempt there. Looking for the service ace was Stanford. Just a little bit out of bounds, unable to get that point.
Now McLean will have a service error of his own right into the net, and he'll check out. Udall comes right back in. And now Jordan Ewert will be back to serve for Stanford. He will toss the ball up in the air, and he will get it going. That's going to be a service error for him. And so 3 straight service errors, or 4 straight service errors. Janke, Jasper, McLean, and now Ewert. Now David Kieshel will look to put the ball in play on his first serve attempt, and it's 7-3 Lopes.
And not exactly the kind of streak you want. Jordan Ewert, that one almost gave over the net as you saw, but unable to muster it over as we now have 5 straight service errors. I guess they don't want to end this streak.
Keep it going, and how about an end to it on this next serve? Both teams struggling early on to get the ball over net from the service line. This will be number 14, Kyler Presho. Now a little pressure put on him as he doesn't want to be the 6th straight, and that time he'll put it in. Janke for Petchel, who will send it over on the stuff, and it'll be kept alive. And now a triple block attempt. Shmelev gonna get there, no lift called, and we will keep it going with Janke from the back row. Yes, Christian Janke finds the floor, and it's 8-4 Grand Canyon as the senior Will Schwob in his final home game will go back deep to serve for the first time tonight.
And Shmelev looking for the kill early on, was blocked. Almost looked like he was going to go back up for the kill. Fades out at the last moment. Christian Janke slamming it home there as, like you just said, Will Schwob back to serve.
So now Schwob will put it over the net. And now a quick little touch over, but kept alive. And Janke again. It's not going to get down, and they'll go outside for Jasper. Dug out by Keyshell, great job. And now outside, Janke will go with a little touch, and Jasper sends it right back over, sliding underneath the net, and has to recover to his side, David Keyshell, and it's kept alive by the libero, and now Janke keeps it up. Petchel, back outside, Jasper again, and now a quick stuff by Stanford again, and now the block. That time it's gonna hit the floor, and unable to keep the rally going is GCU, and it's 8-5.
A great rally back and forth by Stanford and Grand Canyon. Stephen Moy picking up the point there shortly after, is again down by 3 at the moment. Stanford looking to rally back.
So Paul Bischoff, the setter, will send his serve out of bounds, and it's 9-5 Grand Canyon, and now the other senior, Alex Shmelev, back deep to serve. Shmelev with 24 service aces on the season. That puts him ranked second on the team, and that one will be into the net, and it's 9-6. Eric Beatty now, number 4, back to serve it. Right at Schwob. Petchel up top, McLean. It'll get down and kept out, and now a block, but gets right through it, and it's 9-7. So as GCU came out firing on all cylinders and very hot, they've started to cool down, and it's now 9-7, their lead down to 2.
This is just what Stanford needs to get back in this game. Only down by 2 at the moment. Still a lot to be played left here in set number 1.
Petchel, back row for Keyshell. And now Stanford starts their attack, and it's dug out. Petchel for Janke, he'll go with a little touch. And it's kept alive, and now the set outside, gonna be blocked twice, but into the net is Ian McLean, trying to get the block down, and now the Lopes have a 1-point 9-8 lead.
And it almost looked like Jordan Ewart was going to get the kill earlier on in that set. Look for it again there, and like you just said, Ian McLean in the net, just a little too much there. Now it's a 1-point game. Lopes going to have to rally back here if they want to stay in front.
And a 3-0 Stanford scoring run. That one sent a little bit high and wide, and now a 2-point advantage as Petchel gets ready to serve again.
Maybe this is just the break that the Lopes need right here on senior night. Now up by 2, Tanner Petchel back to serve. Maybe the Lopes can get on a rally here with Will Schwob, Janke, and David Keyshell all in at the moment.
They'll go for Jasper again. They're gonna get out of bounds. Jasper unable to find some space, and it's a 3-point Lopes lead. Jasper still looking for that first kill. He's got 3 errors on 4 swings and no kills. So Jasper struggling early on. Outside kept up by Janke, but unable to keep it up are the Lopes, and it's 11-9.
Stanford serving for the Cardinal, number 9.
It looks like Jordan Ewart starting to heat up here early on in Phoenix. That's kill number 4 for number 12, and again, the Lopes only up by 2 at the moment. They just got to tread water, hold their ground here as we enter crunch time here in set number 1.
Udall for Petchel, and now Schwob in the back row. They're gonna say Schwob wasn't behind that 10-foot line when he went to hit it, and now it's 11-10.
Stanford.
Be Stephen Moy again to serve for the Cardinals. Right at Janke. Petchel for Keyshell. Yes, it'll hit the floor, unable to dig it out. It's Stephen Moy, and the Lopes back up by 2, and now Keyshell picks up his 2nd kill on 5 attempts.
Well, we saw last game against BYU. If you get David Keyshell going, 23 kills on Thursday night, Lopes may be unstoppable in this game.
So Janke served up a service ace when he served last time. And now Jasper just has to push it over. Udall. Schwob in the back row, sends it right over. Now outside, hits the floor on the touch. Jordan Ewart gets his 5th kill. Jordan Ewart's starting to feel it early on. He entered this game with 311 kills, so now up to 316 on the season. Service error last time by Jalen Jasper, and he's gonna put that one into play. And out of bounds, unable to find the line is Keyshell, and we are knotted up at 12 for our first tie of the evening here in set number 1. Jasper again to serve. Right at Udall, who digs it out. Petchel keeps it on his side of the net. Schwob will be blocked, and it deflects off of Schwob. Back over the net, and you don't see that very often.
Will Schwob with the excuse me kill there to give the Lopes the 13-12 lead. Maybe this will be a moment that the Lopes can capitalize on. They get the break there with Will Schwob picking up the point. Now up by 1. Hopefully the Lopes can get on a bit of a rally here.
McLean serves. And now Jasper from the back row, he'll get his first kill. And Jalen Jasper right to the floor. We are tied at 13. Jordan Ewert again now back to serve for the second time here in set number 1. And Ewert will serve up a service ace. Give him 16 service aces now on the season. And Stanford picks up their first lead at 14-13. Janke for Petchel, outside, Schwob will go with a little touch. He'll get it to fall. Another kill, Will Schwob. He's got 3 now on the evening. David Keyshell will get ready to serve it.
And Lopes doing a good job sharing the ball around in this first set. Schwob with 3 kills, David Keyshell with 2 kills, Janke with 1 so far.
And Keyshell gets a big service ace, his 12th on the season. And now we will have a timeout on the floor. 15-14, Grand Canyon has the lead. We'll be right back with the remainder of set number 1 right here on GCU TV.
Heart of Phoenix, GCULopes.com.
We needed one more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our...
Welcome back to Antelope Gymnasium, where the Lopes are up 15-14. David Keyshell just served up a huge service ace, and the Lopes are now back up by 1 here in the middle part of set number 1. Keyshell, a monster serve coming out of the timeout. And now a huge kill from the middle for Stanford. That was Kyler Presho, number 14, getting a big kill, and it's knotted up at 15 apiece as Kyler Presho now will head back to serve after getting that last kill.
Well, I was mentioning earlier, the Lopes doing a good job spreading the offense around. Schwob with 3 kills, Keyshell with 2, Janke with 1. It's been all Jordan Ewert on Stanford's side with 6 kills thus far here tonight.
Petchel has to run it down and gets one back, and now Shmalev was in the net looking to get that big stuff. So an errant pass from Janke recovered by Petchel. right at David Kieshel, who had a good kill, and then it was dug right back over, and Shmelev, trying to get a quick kill, was in the net, and Stanford picks up a 16-15 advantage. Presho again, the serve. Gonna find that back line. Great spot from Kyler Presho. Service ace and a 2-point Stanford lead at 17-15. Presho just picked up his 11th service ace on the season. Right at Schwob. Gonna go in the middle for Shmelev, who has to adjust and put it back over. And now off the hands, Udall can't recover. As Petchel and Shmelev look to combine for a block, but could not. And now a timeout for Coach Worley in the Lopes. It's 18-15 Stanford, and we'll be right back with set number 1 right here on GCU TV.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? And they were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege. We're the Bakers.
As the timeout winding down, Coach Worley just called a timeout. His team down 18-15, moving on to the latter half of set number 1. And the Lopes have been pretty dominant early on in set number 1, but have kind of tailed off and cooled down as the set has gone on.
Lopes once led this game by 4 points overall. Stanford in front, 18-15 at the moment. And this is where Stanford wants to capitalize on some of these Lopes mistakes. We just saw the big Kyler Presho service ace moments ago, and like I just mentioned, Stanford, what a time to capitalize would be right now.
And a big kill, Alex Shmelev capitalizing, as you mentioned, out of the timeout, and it's 18-16. Lopes did a good job of that on Thursday night after each timeout, pretty much getting a point almost every single time.
Well, Coach Worley giving his team a breather there, down by 3. Things starting to fall apart a little bit. Hopefully that last kill will change things around here for the Lopes offense.
So Schwob gets a good floater serve off, and now it has to be dug out and kept alive, and now right into the net is Tanner Petchel trying to get something going, and it's 19-16.
Number 3, Paul Bischoff.
Paul Bischoff now will serve it for Stanford. Bischoff serve out of play. No, the lines judge will change his call. Say that hit the back line, and service ace for Paul Bischoff. And now Stanford has their biggest lead at 4 points and 20-16 as we close in on the final parts of set number 1. Right at Janke, Petchel for Janke, return pass, gonna get stuffed by Jasper and Moy. And now a 5-point Stanford lead.
GCU, that's their second timeout.
And so Coach Worley has just called his final timeout of set number 1 with his team down by 5. And Jack, the Lopes have cooled off quite a bit late as the set has gone on.
Yeah, like I just mentioned, the Lopes originally with a 4-point lead early on in this set. Things starting to unravel a bit. Stanford going on a good run, taking advantage of some of the Lopes' mistakes on offense and defense. The Lopes just trying to cling to that 5-point deficit here. Still have a chance here in set number 1. And regardless, if they do fall behind here 1-0, we mentioned it on the pregame. The Lopes, no shy factor here to being down in any game so far this season, as they've done a great job coming from behind to pick up a win.
It almost seems like the Lopes like to come from behind and make it interesting for everybody. Why win a game in 3 sets when you can go 5? Lopes unbelievable in 5 sets. They advanced that record to 8-2 with the win on Thursday night.
2 greatest words in men's volleyball.
Game 5. So Will Schwob leads the Lopes with 3 kills, while Jordan Ewert has 5 for Stanford, and no one on the Cardinals team is better than 1 kill after Ewert. So if you can really find a way to make someone else on Stanford get going, the Lopes might have a better shot right now if they can slow down Jordan Ewert. Bish off the serve right at Udall. Petchel, Shmalev in the middle. It's going to be kept alive, and they're going to have to send it right back over. Keishel digs it out. Petchel for Janke, and it's blocked, but they were in the net. And Janke will pick up a kill. It's 21-17.
Kill number 2 for Christian Janke there. It almost looked like Alex Shmalev was going to come out of the bushes there, like we've been saying on past broadcasts, with a quick kill there. Great defense by Stanford, unable to come away with that one. And here we go, the Lopes only down by 4, looking to make a big comeback here in set number 1.
And Heath Hughes, a big service ace. And like he did on Thursday night, Coach Worley bringing in Heath Hughes late in a set to be the server. And Heath Hughes just picked up his first service ace on the season as some miscommunication from Stanford. And now they'll go outside. Number 4 going to get the kill, Eric Beatty. And a 4-point Stanford lead. Shmalev will check back into the front row for Heath Hughes.
And it almost looked like Stanford wasn't ready on that last service ace from Hughes, but Eric Beatty not holding anything back on that last kill, trying to get his team right back in that 4-point lead as they're inches away from taking a set number 1 victory.
So Janke for Petchel. Outside, David Keishel. Going to be kept alive by Stanford, but right into the net. No touch. Not at all, and a great call from the referees as that serve went, or that hit rather, went straight into the top of the net.
And David Keishel rifling that ball over the net there. Stanford able to keep it alive, but like you just said, unable to get it back over the net. Just a little too much heat on that as the Lopes again going to take another timeout here to regroup, down by 3. And hopefully the Lopes can continue this rally to at least tie up this ball game in set number 1.
And we're going to take one more quick break here in set number 1. It's 22-19 Stanford. You're watching GCU men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
We have been the experts in clean since 1945. We help businesses keep their facilities cleaner, healthier, greener, and safer. We are passionate about what we do and are committed to making your workplace environment the cleanest and healthiest it can be.
Our armed forces' heroism, courage, and bravery give greater meaning to what it is to be an American. Grand Canyon University honors you and pays tribute to you and your family. As a community, GCU celebrates your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment. God bless all the brave men and women who put our country first. We want to do the same for you. GCU puts you first with its flexible and convenient online degree programs. We salute you and thank you for your service.
We are back inside the Antelope Gymnasium as we are closing in on the final few points of set number 1. It's a 3-point, 22-19 Stanford Cardinal lead as Tanner Petchel will serve it for the Lopes, trying to get his team back into this one. And a huge dig from Cole Udall, but that time it'll be put away by Stephen Moy. And now Stanford 2 points away from taking set number 1 in a substitution. Now number 7, Mason Tafunga, will be the server for Stanford.
Well, great heads-up defensive play from Cole Udall. Full-out extension there on that dive, able to keep it alive for the Lopes, but like you just mentioned, Stanford coming away with the quick kill moments later.
And Tafunga with a rocket serve for the service ace. Janke couldn't quite corral it, and now it's set point for Stanford. And the 2 sets that the Lopes lost on Thursday, they did not score more than 19 points. And if they don't score here, they will continue that trend, but they will not, as Tafunga has a huge service error and the Lopes down by 4. So a little run for GCU here, a little 4-point scoring run would be very beneficial if they can find a way to rattle off 4 straight points like they did early on in set number 1. Janke almost getting that one down. And that is how we end set number 1. It'll be a kill from Jordan Ewart, who picks up 6 kills in set number 1. And Stanford wins it 25-20. And not a bad set from the Lopes. They just cooled off after the hot start.
The Lopes starting off hot. We mentioned it a few times already. Had a 4-point lead early on, but fell apart midway through. Just some defensive and offensive mistakes there. And like you just mentioned, Jordan Ewart, unstoppable in that first set for Stanford. 6 kills in 10 total attempts and found the back corner. Christian Janke with the full-out extension there, unable to keep it alive for the Lopes. 25-20, not a bad set for the Lopes. Going to come out in set number 2 firing on all cylinders. As one would think, as well as what Coach Worley would think, given how the Lopes were down 2-1 on Thursday against BYU and had no problem coming back in that game as well.
And as far as team statistics go, it's pretty even down the line, everything neck and neck. So if the Lopes can find a way to get a couple more kills and cut down on some errors, they'll be right back in this one, and they'll look to force at least 4 sets with a win in set number 2. Now it is time for the upcoming schedule, brought to you by BSN Sports, the largest provider of team sports equipment and apparel in the country.
Well, softball takes on Bakersfield tonight before a busy week next week where both baseball and softball is going to face off against U of A, the University of Arizona, at home here in Phoenix. Catch every game here on GCU TV.
That's right, softball going on right now at the GCU softball stadium. Last night they took the first 2 games of this 3-game set with Bakersfield. They swept the doubleheader.
And great starts by both Ryan Denhart and Yessie Morrison. And of course, Savannah Torville with a big night as well. We saw Sierra Smith, the Smith sisters really, Shay and Sierra, both big nights offensively. And you can't deny the way both Ryan Denhart pitched. Ryan Denhart, 6 innings of work, got into a bit of trouble in the 7th inning, but Bobo came on in relief to get the save, and then Yessie Morris with 4 shutout innings last night for the win.
Absolutely, and of course, baseball on the road this weekend in New Mexico, in Las Cruces for New Mexico State. They took game 1 yesterday of that 3-game series, and they'll look to take game 2 tonight. And of course, they play Tuesday night against U of A. I will be on that call on Tuesday at the baseball stadium. Be sure to come out and check it out as the Lopes look to get a win against rival Wildcats of the University of Arizona. And we have about 20 seconds left before set number 2 begins. Lopes down 1-0. And they're going to look to bounce back as they did last night. Buzzer sounds. Stanford waiting now to exit the huddle. They take every bit of that time as the Lopes were out here waiting with about 15 seconds left. Lopes always ready to go out of timeouts. So Stanford's going to serve first in set number 2 because the Lopes served first in set number 1. The server is going to be number 4, Eric Beatty for Stanford. Stanford comes into this one at 14-10 on the year, 5-6 in conference play, but just 1-8 on the road. So the Lopes looking very good as Thursday night BYU came in 1-7 on the road. So the Lopes very good here in Antelope Gymnasium as the first serve will go off the top of the net and they will feed McLean. It'll get blocked and back over. And Now Udall will set Janke. It'll come out, and Keyshell almost plays that one, but does not, as good communication from the defense and the Lopes, and it's 1-0 Grand Canyon once again.
Yeah, that ball deflecting quickly off of Stanford. David Keyshell thought better of it at the last minute, let it go out of bounds, and a big point here for the Lopes as they look to get out in front early after a set number 1 loss.
And now a kill in the middle for Stephen Moy. And we are knotted up at 1 apiece. Stephen Moy will pick up his 3rd kill on the evening. And now he'll go back to serve. And of course, the Lopes come in this one with just 3 conference wins, looking to pick up conference win number 4. Of course, they play in perhaps the best conference in the country as Janke sails that one, no touch, 2-1 Stanford.
Yeah, a little too much mustard on that one from Christian Janke, trying a little bit too hard with that attempted kill. Stanford out in front 2-1 now. Perfect time for them to capitalize, maybe separate themselves from the Lopes here on the scoreboard.
So Moy again's going to serve it right at Janke. Petchel outside for Keyshell. Gonna get deflected and get out of play. It'll be tied up at 2. David Keyshell picks up kill number 3, tying him with Janke and Schwob for the team lead.
Christian Janke.
So Janke's gonna be the server now for the Lopes. Now a block trying attempt from McLean and Schwob, but it's powered through, and Stanford picks up another 1-point advantage. Jalen Jasper heads back to serve it now for Stanford. Up top for Keyshell. It'll be kept alive by Jasper. And now outside and looking for a big block. They won't get it. 4-2 Stanford.
Jalen Jasper coming out firing on all cylinders to start out set number 2. Lopes offense still trying to get going, and remember, David Keyshell, I should say, 23 kills against BYU. It's only a matter of time before he gets going in this one.
And Lopes will pick up that point again. That time Will Schwob gets another kill. He's got 4 now, and the Lopes have just a 1-point deficit. And it's 4-3.
Well, Will Schwob looking to go out on a big note here on senior night. Final home game in a Lopes uniform with kill number 4 there. Look for him to have a big night as the X factor in that offense.
Keyshell gets his hands on it, but it goes out of bounds. And a 5-3 Stanford Cardinal lead. Jordan Ewart is going to go back deep now to serve. He's got a game-leading 8 kills on the night so far. Lopes really need to slow him down. He is the best attacker on this Cardinal team, and now Shmelev can't get all of that one. And now Jasper in the back row, block! Will Schwob and Alex Shmelev, the seniors, pair up for a block. And how about that one to get some momentum back on your side?
Well, like I just mentioned, I want to go out on a high note. Alex Shmelev and Will Schwob teaming up for that point, like you just said, and only down by 1 now as both Schwob and Shmelev want to be the key factors in this offense.
This is David Keyshell gonna send that one a little bit outside for another service error, and the Lopes now have 4 of those on the match, and it's 6-4. So both teams, or excuse me, 5 service errors for both teams now. And it's a lot less than there were last night at this point in the game. And now Shmelev gonna get that one to fall off the top of the block. And it's 6-5 now, Stanford. And this is what the Lopes did in the sets that they were able to win on Thursday night. They kept it within 3 and kept clawing their way back in it, wearing down BYU. And they were able to eventually get out in front and take a big lead. Off the top of the net, almost down for an ace, but kept alive, and now a quick stuff from Paul Bischoff, and he'll pick up his first kill.
It was only a matter of time before ball Paul Bishop got involved in this game. Had 2 attempts already, picking up his first kill there. 7-5 lead for Stanford. But like you just mentioned, Kyle, Lopes were able to stay in those final 2 sets against BYU. No reason they shouldn't stay in this set against Stanford here tonight.
And it really helps when you get service errors like that, and it's now 7-6. Alex Shmelev heads back now. He's going to serve for the Lopes. His first serving attempts here in set number 2. Right into the net, Shmelev service error, and now it's 8-6. Another good capacity crowd here at Antelope Gymnasium tonight. It was sold out on Thursday night for BYU as it was standing room only, and just a few less people here tonight as Eric Beatty serves that one into the net, and the Lopes back within a point.
Well, we saw a little of this in set number 1. Stanford and GCU going a bit back and forth with the service errors. Kind of benefited both offenses for a little bit. The Lopes could use it right here as that one's going to get out of bounds. Just barely out of bounds there for Will Schwob and the Lopes.
Just missing that back line. Stephen Moy now is going to be the server. Stanford up 9-7, so this one keeps going back and forth with multiple service errors in a row for the second straight set. That one's in play. Petchel will go backside. Janke. No touch, just got out of the way. Was Stephen Moy. And now it's 10-7 Stanford.
And a couple of tough breaks there for the Lopes. 2 balls that could have stayed in play, just barely getting out of play, giving Stanford a 3-point lead. This could easily be a tied-up ball game here in Phoenix.
So now Moy right at Udall. Petchel outside for David Keichel. He'll go with a quick touch. And it'll be kept alive, and now a stuff attempt from Janke and McLean. They won't be able to stuff it home, and a 4-point Stanford Cardinal lead.
It's not what you want if you're Coach Worley and the Lopes offense. Going down by 4 early on in this set. Trail at 1-0. It'll be a tough hill to climb if they go down 2-0 here at home.
So now a substitution for Coach Worley as Janke couldn't get anything going. He's going to check out, and Trevor Weary's going to check right back in. And now McLean's going to pick up a kill. Ian McLean's got his first kill on the night. And Lopes back within 3 to end a 3-0 scoring run from Stanford. And now Weary's going to be the server.
Just what you want if you're the Lopes offense right there. Ian McLean getting on the scoreboard. We've seen him in the better parts of the season late, making a big difference in that offense, coming up clutch there.
That one is going to be a kill. Kyler Presho going to get another one, and it's 12-8 as Presho picks up kill number 2. Jalen Jasper, the sophomore opposite hitter from Annapolis, Maryland, is going to go back to be the server for Stanford. Right at Schwob. Petchel for Keichel. Yep, Keichel's going to get a kill. 12-9. David Keichel has 4, tying him with Will Schwob for the team lead.
Keichel now with 4 kills like you just mentioned, but when he gets going, and he got going on Thursday night, if he gets going in this game, it would benefit the Lopes in a big way if he could get going right here, right now, down by 3.
Unable to dig that one out is Shmelev and Keichel, and a 4-point Stanford lead once more.
Serving for the Cardinal, number 12, Jordan Ewert.
Jordan Ewert now will be the server for Stanford. Petchel up top for Shmelev. Not going to fall. Now Shmelev gets a block, but it's kept alive. And now Stanford getting a little miscommunication as Kyle DeGastino will shove his teammate out of the way, and now he'll get a dig, and now it's outside and off Udall's hands for a kill by Eric Beatty. It's 14-9.
And Beatty and D'Agostino having a tough time getting on the same page there, but Eric Beatty able to capitalize and bring one home there for Stanford. As they now lead by 5. Lopes in desperate need of a timeout right here from Coach Worley.
Coach Worley calls the timeout. His team down 5. It's 14-9 Stanford. We'll be right back with the rest of this MPSF men's volleyball match between GCU and Stanford right here on GCU TV.
Across the painted desert,
to where the mountains touch the sky. This is Sanderson Ford country, where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford country, built on serving you. Sanderson Ford, satisfaction in everything we do. We're Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
I came to college to play my sport, but more importantly, to earn a degree.
I'm constantly learning from those around me, my professors and peers, my coaches and teammates, and even my opponents.
There's nothing better than game day, battling side by side with my teammates.
The competition is what pushes me to be the best that I can be.
I take pride in my community and want to ensure that I am giving back and inspiring the next generation to do the same.
We are back inside Antelope Gymnasium. It's a 14-9 Cardinal lead. And Jordan Ewart's going to continue serving for Stanford here in set number 2. Stanford has a 1-set advantage, so Schwob digs it out. Petchel will go outside for Keichel. It'll be blocked but out of bounds. David Keichel picks up kill number 5, and the Lopes back within 4.
Just what the Lopes needed right off that timeout. Down by 4 now after that last kill. Looking to go on a bit of a run here. They're down by 4, and they cannot afford to go down 2-0 against a team like the number 9th ranked team in the nation.
Keichel back to serve now for Grand Canyon. And it almost falls for a big ace. And now a huge kill from Eric Beatty, his 4th, and it's 15-10.
Serving for the Cardinal, number 14, Kyler Presho.
Kyler Presho now will serve it for Stanford. Udall passing it off to Petchel, outside for Will Schwob, goes with a touch, and Shmilev can't keep it alive. Big block from Paul Bischoff, and it's 16-10.
It almost looked like Will Schwob was going to go in for the vicious kill there. Ends up going with the soft touch, and Paul Bischoff able to come away with the big block to put Stanford up by 6 again. And it looks like Stanford is pulling away here a little bit here in set number 2. Lopes in desperate need of a comeback.
Petchel for Keichel in the back row. No touch, out of play, and a 7-point Stanford lead, 17-10. Stanford will continue serving on a 3-0 scoring run. Udall for Petchel in the middle. Shmilev can't get it to fall or find the line, and now it's an 18-10 lead, and now a substitution for Tanner Petchel to be the other setter, Oner Sakur, checking in for the Lopes.
The Lopes just can't seem to get anything going defensively or offensively at the moment. Don't be shocked if Coach O'Reilly wants to call another timeout here to regroup his team. They do not want to fall down 2-0.
Sakur for Shmilev, kept alive by Beatty. Great hustle. Sakur will go for Keichel this time, kept alive, and now it'll go up again. And into the net was Stanford. It's 18-11. Cardinals have the lead. Sakur, the other setter on this roster, the sophomore out of Turkey and the transfer from Arkansas. Now Stanford starts an attack, and Keichel out of play, trying to dig it out, cannot, and it's 19-11.
Serving for the Cardinal, number 3, Paul Bischoff.
Bischoff will head back to be the server. Udall for Sakur, who will go with the quick touch. Oner Sakur gonna get a rare kill. And it's 19-12.
Yeah, Sakur seen an opening there at the last minute. It looked like he was gonna set it up for one of his teammates. decides last minute, hey, I'm going to take it myself, finds that opening. Now a 7-point deficit for the Lopes.
Setters don't get very many kills, and Owner Sakur picked up kill number 19 with that one. And now it's blocked by McLean, but kept alive. Sakur going for another kill. Owner Sakur. Back-to-back kills for the sophomore setter. And it's 19-13.
Well, someone's going to have to take over for the big man, Alex Shmalev, when he leaves. Owner Sakur stating his claim right there with 2 quick kills. Now the Lopes only down by 6, and again, don't be shocked if Coach Worley wants to call a timeout here. His team very well much in this set.
That one's going to get killed by Stanford. It's 20-13 now. Beatty's going to serve again here in set number 2. Jalen Jasper just picked up only his second kill on the night. And Schwob will dig it out. Sakur, back set for Keyshell. It's going to stay alive. Now they'll go Jasper again. Gets the kill, and it's 21-13.
We saw in set number 1, Jordan Ewart with 6 kills overall. He's added on to his total now as 9 with 3 in this set. But Stanford distributing the ball on the offensive side so far here in set number 2. Eric Beatty with 5 kills. Kyler Presho with 4. Moy with 3, and like you just saw, Jalen Jasper taking it home right there. A little too much for David Keyshell to handle.
Sakur for Weary. Great court vision from Trevor Weary. He'll pick up kill number 1. And the Lopes down 7. So now Sakur is going to be the server for the Lopes. Up top, blocked by McLean and Keyshell, but kept alive, and now over the hands of Weary. And it's kept alive. Sakur gonna bump it, and so will Weary over and out of play. 22-14 as we close in on the final 3 points for Stanford here in set number 2. It's gonna take a big run from GCU to get back in this one. Tafunga back into the game for the first time here in set number 2. He's going to serve. He picked up an error and an ace in set number 1. And ace number 2 in the match for Tafunga.
Well, nothing really the Lopes offense could do about that one. That one just barely flicking over the net. David Keyshell, you saw at the last moment, tried to make a full-out dive attempt at that one, just not in time, as it looks like Stanford's closing in on a set number 2 victory.
Funga puts that one right at Schwob, and now Udall for Keyshell. Big block by Stanford, and set point, and looking to go up 2-0 will be Stanford, as it is now a 10-point, 24-14 Cardinal lead.
Well, we saw the Lopes and Stanford go back and forth in set number 1. Stanford pulling away late. It's been all Stanford in set number 2, though. The Lopes just have not been able to find anything offensively, and that's not going to help there, as Stanford now goes up 2-0 in this set.
So McLean's attack error will end set number 2 at 25-14, and now Lopes need to rattle off 3 straight victories to win this final home match of the season. So the Lopes have dug themselves a 2-0 hole. And now we're going to send it for your Lopes report tonight with Robert Purcell.
Thanks, guys. Now let's get into the news. GCU's men's volleyball team came out Thursday night with a hard-fought victory over number 7 BYU in a 5-set match. This would go on to improve their 5-set record to 8-2. The game went back and forth with BYU taking the first and third sets, while GCU took the second and fourth, and the final set ending as 16-14 for the win. With impressive turnouts, their sophomore opposite David Casillas 23 kills, freshman outside hitter Christian Jenkins 18 kills, junior middle blocker Caleb Blazer coming out with 6 blocks, redshirt freshman Tanner Petchel with a career-high 55 assists. Let's check out the final moments of the game here.
It'll get over to the net. They're going to go outside for Fernandez. It's blocked! Sullivan Jenkins! Point Lopes!
With this game under their belt, the Lopes just have tonight's game to finish off regular season play. On Tuesday, baseball took on UNLV and cleaned house with an 11-5 win. The game itself was a big offensive effort with all GCU starters recording a hit and an RBI in the effort. The team is hoping on continuing the effort on the road this weekend with a 3-game series at 2018 WAC champions New Mexico State University. Currently in WAC baseball standings, both teams are in a 4-way tie along with Sacramento State and UTRGV.
And we are about a minute away now from set number 3 as Lopes looking to avoid the second straight 3-set sweep from Stanford. The last time these two teams met back in February, it was a 3-0 Stanford Cardinal win up at Stanford. Of course, Lopes looking to finish 6th in the conference instead of 7th with a win here tonight. But they have dug themselves a little bit of a hole.
Yeah, it seems obvious that Stanford has the Lopes number, like you just mentioned, a sweep up in Stanford in February, and they're currently up 2-0 in this game here in Phoenix. And like I mentioned before, in set number 1, the Lopes and Stanford a little back and forth, both played very well despite all those service errors early on, but Stanford able to separate themselves from the Lopes late, but it was all Stanford in set number 2. Eric Beatty making his presence felt with 5 kills on 8 attempts, Kyler Presso and Stephen Moy, Jalen Jasper as well with 3 kills on his line. The Lopes just were not on the same page offensively, a lot of mistakes on the offensive front. We'll see how the Lopes respond here, down 2-0. Like we said, went down 2-1 on Thursday. They've been behind in many of their wins so far this spring. Would not be shocked to see the Lopes take set number 3 here and try to advance to a set number 4.
The Lopes have not won a match this season. They are 0-8 when dropping sets 1 and 2. So the Lopes will look to end their 0-8 streak this year when dropping the first 2 sets. And Stanford has dropped just one match when winning sets 1 and 2. They are 10-1 on the season. And of course, it's tough anytime you play a 2-time national champ that is this Stanford Cardinal men's volleyball program. They're very good. They got 11 20-win seasons. They're not going to get to that mark this year. They've also had 3 conference championships, and Stanford looking to position themselves in the 4 spot for the conference tournament next week. So we are underway in set number 3. As Sakur will bump outside. Schwob will go with the set. It's sent right back over. Schwob to Sakur in the middle. Shmalev kept alive by Stanford. Back set for Jasper. There it is. Jalen Jasper is going to get another kill. And Jasper's now got 4. And it's 1-0 Stanford.
Well, the boys set up Jalen Jasper perfectly there. Jasper not holding anything back, way too much for both Shmalev and Janke to get anything on that one. A quick start here for Stanford. And again, the Lopes do not want to fall behind early on in this one.
So service error on Stephen Moy, and we are tied up at 1 apiece.
Again, a lot of service errors in this one for Stanford. Despite all their success, the Lopes do have to take advantage of those. We almost saw it in set number 1 with 5 service errors in a row by Stanford. Lopes having to take advantage of these early mistakes.
Schwab the server. And now for Jasper, he'll have to send it over. It's going to find the back line, and now 2-1 in favor of Stanford.
Jasper just tipping that one over at the last second, right over the net. Lopes defense just looking at each other as the ball falls. As Jasper found the hole there to go up 2-1.
So Jalen Jasper's going to serve now for Stanford. Going to go down for an ace for Jalen Jasper, and that is the 6th service ace for Stanford on the match. Jasper again to serve. Right at Weary, and Aaron pass. No one's going to get there. Good hustle from owner Sakur, and that's back-to-back service aces now for Jalen Jasper.
And Jalen Jasper doing it all by himself early on here in set number 3. 3-point lead for Stanford. The Lopes have to get it going defensively. Again, do not seem to be on the same page as they seem to be taking things over from set number 2 early on.
And an attack error, and now it's going to go out of bounds, and now it's 5-1. And Coach Worley not happy, going to call a timeout. His team down by 4, looking to avoid a 3-set sweep, and we'll have the rest of set number 3 when we come back right here on GCU TV.
Canyon State Credit Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current home, or if you're dreaming of a retirement home. Canyon State Credit Union can provide you with a fast and affordable solution that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit canyonstatecu.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 410376.
I will always be with you, my friend. I will be with you until the end. I will always be there when you fall and help you when you need it most of all.
We're back inside Antelope Gymnasium here on senior night for Will Schwob and Alex Shmelev, and they are down 2-9. It's 5-1 Stanford early in set number 3. Lopes looking to bounce back and pick up at least one set. Got to take a one set at a time right here if you're the Lopes.
And a perfect timeout there if you're Coach Worley. Your team just coming out flat here in set number 3, carrying things over from set number 2. They couldn't get anything going in that set. It's been all Jalen Jasper as he looks for another service ace. He's going to come away with a service error instead of a service ace there.
So after 2 straight service errors from Jalen Jasper, he's going to serve that one right into the net. And Lopes get one back, 5-2, and now Alex Shmelev's going to head back to serve.
And with Jasper playing as well as he is right now, a huge break for the Lopes. Hopefully they can get something going off this now that they have possession.
Up top off the hands of Weary and Blazer. And that's going to get down 5-3 now in favor of Stanford.
And that Jalen Jasper service error proving to be large now. Once a 4-point lead now, the Lopes cutting it in half to a 2-point lead. Shmelev back to serve. Perfect opportunity for the Lopes to get right back in this one early on.
And substitution for Coach Worley. He put Caleb Blazer back into the front row. And he was huge against BYU, having a team-high 6 blocks when he entered in set number 3 as he has here. And now blocked by Sakur and Weary. And now blocked by Sakur, but off his hands and out of play. 6-3.
Number 12, Jordan Ewart.
Jordan Ewart now will serve his team up by 3. 6-3 is the score, and Ewart now to serve. Off the top of the net, right at Schwob. And now back for Schwob in the back line. And now some complaining for the Lopes. They want to say someone was over the line there and in the net. Not going to get the call, and now it's 7-3 Stanford.
Yeah, I know Sakur with a look of despair on his face there. Thought the Lopes got robbed there, to no avail though. Stanford out in front by 4.
Referee having a conversation with a couple of the Lopes players as Coach Worley got an explanation from the down official. This is the same up official as the Lopes had on Thursday night, so they should be well adjusted to the way he officiates. That one's gonna be some miscommunication from Schwob and Keichel, and another service ace, that time for Jordan Ewart, and it's 8-3. Ewart again to serve. Schwob will be able to dig that one out, and now outside for Keichel. That one's going to drop. David Keichel, and he cuts the lead to 4.
Starting for the Lopes, number 9,
Kerr's going to be the server now for Grand Canyon. They're going to feed the middle, dug out by Schwob. That's a little bit too strong. Goes out of play in the back from the back line, and it's 9-4 Stanford.
Almost a blessing in disguise there for Will Schwob. Stanford playing out of place there. If that ball dropped in that back corner, a huge point there for the Lopes. Would have been a huge break, but Schwob unable to keep it in play as Kyler Prescio, again, looking to extend that Stanford lead. They're already up by 5.
Schwob that time able to dig that out and get it to Kerr, who will go for Trevor Weary, but dug away by Jasper, and now Beatty off of the hands and kept alive by Kerr, and now Weary going to get the touch over. Stanford will start another attack. That was blocked off the head of Bischoff, but kept alive, and now Blazer will set Weary. Pushed out of play. Schwob keeps it alive. Udall will send it over. Great rally going on right here. But a quick touch from Bischoff, dug out, and now Udall will feed Weary. Dug out by Jasper. Bischoff to the back row for Ewart, and it falls, and now it's 10-4 Stanford.
One of the more athletic rallies you're going to see between two tremendously talented teams. And Jordan Ewart, he's been hot all night long, coming away with his 10th kill to end that one, and it's a 6-point lead here for Stanford.
So unfortunately, the Lopes unable to connect off a great rally. And Ewart was going to serve again, right into the net. And it's 10-5. Lopes got to get something going right here with Trevor Weary getting ready to serve.
And again, down by 4, still early in this set. The Lopes have plenty of time to come back. A golden opportunity right here with Trevor Weary. And again, Stanford, with all the service errors that they've made, the Lopes have to take advantage.
And the Lopes are going to have a service error of their own on Trevor Weary. It's 11-5. Stanford, so the Lopes now have 7 service errors on the night. Now Bischoff right at Udall. I want to go for Keyshell, unable to keep it alive. No touch as that one right into the top of the net. So 4 hits on the Lopes, and it's 12-5. And now for the Lopes, we're going to get number 19, Hugo Fischer, the redshirt freshman from Belgium, checking in for David Keyshell. Going to get a little action here in the regular season finale for the Lopes. Kerr up top, Blazer going to be blocked, and it's 13-5. And if the Lopes don't get anything going very, very soon, this one might be all but over for Grand Canyon in the regular season finale, as you've already seen a couple of substitutions for Coach Worley, and now they'll go for Blazer again. Caleb Blazer picks up a kill. Great job there. And he'll go back to serve. Shmalev checks into the front row for Cole Udall. And Caleb Blazer picking up where he left off on Thursday night.
Well, a much-needed kill there for the Lopes to end that rally for Stanford. Caleb Blazer wasting no time on that one, sending it over the net for the point.
They'll feed the middle, unable to dig that one out. It's going to be Trevor Weary, and Stephen Moy going to get a kill. It's 14-6 as Stephen Moy just picked up kill number 4.
I just mentioned Caleb Blazer wasting no time on that last kill for the Lopes. With Stephen Moy wasting absolutely no time with that kill to get Stanford right back in that 8-point lead.
They tried to feed Hugo Fischer, and he's unable to put it over the net, and now Stanford picks up another point, and it's 15-6. That one right at Schwob. And now Kerr's going to set Schwob again, and it'll fall. Will Schwob gets another kill. He's got 5 on the night, and it's 15-7.
Serving for the Lopes, number 19, Hugo Fischer.
So Hugo Fischer is going to serve for the first time tonight. Looking to get something rolling for the Lopes. Almost falls for an ace. And now Jasper gonna pick up another strong kill. Jalen Jasper's got 6. Stephen Moy's going to head back to serve it for Stanford. Moy serve right at Weary. Sakur for Shmalev, going to be blocked, but kept alive. And now Udall for Schwob. Stay alive. Now Jasper's going to be stuffed. That's going to be the seniors again. Alex Shmalev and Will Schwob pairing up for their second team block of the match.
The seniors have obviously had enough of Jalen Jasper's display here in set number 3, rejecting that potential kill, cutting the lead in half. They're still down by 8. In desperate need of a comeback here as they're getting to that point where they can't afford any more points.
Sakur causing a little bit of havoc on Jordan Ewert, and it's 16-9 now as Will Schwob gets ready to serve, and the Lopes on a bit of a run now. Jasper gonna go, and it'll drop. Jalen Jasper killed number 7.
And nobody back there for the Lopes. Perfect placement there from Jalen Jasper. He's been on fire all set long. That's kill number 8, just 2 behind Jordan Ewert, who has 10 on 18 attempts. And as he's back to serve, already has 2 service aces in the set.
Udall digs that one out, and now Schwob will send it over from the back line. It's set outside, blocked! Sakur and Shmalev. 17-10 the score now. They denied Jordan Ewert another kill as Ewert's been sitting at 10 kills for quite some time. Blazer back into the front row. Udall checks out and Shmalev heads back to serve. Outside Jasper gets a kill, back corner. 18-10 the score now.
It was looking like Will Schwob maybe thought that one had a little too much on it, maybe thought that Jasper's kill right there would have landed out of bounds. Jasper able to find that back corner for kill number 9 in this game.
Udall checks back into the back row for Shmalev. And you hope that's not the last time Shmalev checks into the game, and now they'll feed Schwob. Gets another kill. No, they're going to say Schwob was not behind the line when he took off. Schwob not happy with it, lets the referee know it. And it's 19-10. Schwob visibly frustrated that time. Looked to be like a strong kill again from him. But that one's going to be dug out. Sakur's going to go outside. Weary off of the head of Presho. Now they're going to set Jasper out of bounds. Jasper sails it. 19-11.
Well, no question about that one. Jalen Jasper putting way too much on that potential kill. Sails out of bounds. And it's now or never for the Lopes if they want a chance to get back in this game. It's crunch time for Stanford. Just points away here from taking a sweep on the road.
Now Udall will give it to Sakur, who goes back for Weary. Weary will get stuffed out of play. Up official's going to say it touched Weary on the way back through. Checks with the down official, they agree, and now it's 20-11, and the substitution is going to be Tufungo coming back in. Stanford up by 9. Lopes trying to hang around. And they're going to catch a break on that one. It'll be 20-12 as Weary heads back to serve. Last time he served in this set, it was a service error. Weary with his team down 8 and his team down 2-0 will serve it for the Lopes off the top of the net, but it gets over. Now a stuff trying, unable to do so, but it's sent over, and now Schwob will get blocked out of play. Schwob will pick up a kill, and now the referee wants to have a word with Will Schwob. I think Schwob might have said something to the referee as he came back down, but he gets the kill.
It seems like they had a mutual agreement there at the end as Schwob walks away with the thumbs up.
So
A close call there for Will Schroeb on senior night.
Picks up kill number 6 to tie him with Keishel for the team lead. Out of play, no touch. So Lopes will get the point. Where he's going to serve again. It's now 20-14.
GCU.
They're going to feed the middle. It'll get down. Another kill for Stephen Moy. And now Paul Bischoff is going to head back to serve with a 21-14 lead here in set number 3.
And the Lopes able to bounce back late in this set, but have yet to rebound from the tough start. Stanford going up by 4 early on.
Zakur trying to feed Blazer. Blazer unable to connect, and it's now 22-14.
We saw that slow start from set number 2 carry over here into set number 3, and it looks like the Lopes are going to pay the price for that, as it looks like Stanford could potentially complete their second sweep against the Lopes this season.
So Weary going to send it off of the lighting up top, and the kill from the back row going to be dug out by Jasper, and now blocked. Back at him, kept alive. Going to go one more time. Weary, a diving save, and now Schwob will get stuffed, but it goes out of bounds. Schwob will pick up another kill. He's now got 7, and it's 22, to 15 as Blazer heads back to serve.
Well, if Will Schwab's going out, he's going out on top, leading the Lopes with 7 kills tonight on 15 attempts.
Big service ace from Caleb Blazer, and it's 22-16, and a little bit of life now back into these Lopes as Shmalev now back into the front row, and looks like him and Schwob are gonna be on the floor as this set comes to a close, but Lopes not going away easy, down by 6. Blazer with the service ace almost picks up another. And now outside Beatty gonna get a kill, and it's now 23-16.
And then Caleb with that huge kill just moments ago, unable to come away with that one. A little too much heat on that one from Stephen Moy, as again we are inching closer to a Stanford sweep.
Beatty will go back to serve, and it's 23-16. Udall digs it out, gonna go up top. Schwob! Huge kill, Will Schwob, and it's 23-17. He'll go back to serve. Or no, it will be Hugo Fisher now to serve. And that might be the best kill that we've seen from Will Schwob all season long. Fisher, the big lefty, as it's dug out. Now Jasper gets a kill, and now match point coming for Stanford, 24-17.
Jalen Jasper just falling in love with that back corner on the left side, placing it beautifully right there. Trevor Weary, nothing he could do but watch there as the Lopes backs officially against the wall now.
JP Riley in for the first time tonight. He will serve. And they're going to go, Schwob! Give him another kill. He doesn't want this match to be over. 24-18. Schwob picks up kill number 9. And he will now serve for GCU.
Yeah, Will Schwob not going quietly into the night, leading the charge. 9th kill overall, which has been a sluggish offense tonight for the Lopes. Will Schwob, definitely the shining factor thus far.
Right into the net is Ewert. And just like that, it's going to be a 5-point lead, or 6-point lead, excuse me, for the Cardinals, and it's still 24-19. Schwob to serve again. They're feed the middle, big block by himself. It's Alex Shmalev, and the senior says, no, we want to keep playing, and now it's 24-20.
Well, Shmalev coming out of nowhere. They're only had 2 kills so far tonight, but Shmalev with the monster kill there, and just like that, the Lopes only down by 4 as they look to stay alive.
Jasper off the hands. Fisher keeps it alive, and now Schwob will push it over to the back row. They'll set Jasper one more time right into the net, and now just like that, the Lopes are down by 3, and now the building's starting to come alive for the first time tonight. And it's 24-21.
Well, there is life in the Lopes Gymnasium, like you just said. The Lopes on a bit of a run here, 4-0 run, trying to keep this game alive. We'll see what Stanford does here to capitalize.
Blocked by Sakur and Shmelev that time. They're going to go outside. Jasper going to get down. And Jasper's going to silence the crowd. And a clean 3-0 sweep, but not before a little bit of a scare for Stanford from the Lopes. And Stanford wins this set 25-21 in the match. 3-0.
And the Lopes coming alive there late, like you just said. The Havocs getting to their feet here at Lopes Gymnasium just a little too late after the sluggish start here in set number 3, carrying over from a sluggish set number 2. Lopes really couldn't get anything going offensively and defensively. Weren't really on the same page as they got blown out 25-14 in set number 2. Set number 1, things went the Lopes' way. Stanford able to pull ahead late. Just an all-around disappointing performance here on senior night, but the Lopes will bounce back as they look to finish out their season strong.
So the Lopes await their opponent in the MPSF conference tournament. They'll either head to Pepperdine, UCLA, or USC. And as we were told before the match, they have a flight already booked to LA. It's just a matter of who they're going to play next week. And a little bit of a disappointing senior night for Schwob and Shmelev, but we would like to congratulate them on a great career here at GCU. And thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning in all season long. For more GCU athletics, you can keep up with us on GCU TV, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. Have a great night, a great rest of your weekend. For everyone here at GCU TV, I'm Kyle Borg for Jack O'Hara saying good night and go Lopes.